Jose, the win against Manchester City this week, what's it done around the club? Because obviously the week had been a little bit up and down with that Chelsea result as well.
You know, after the defeat, we had to play Man City 2 days after. And because of that defeat, the match became more than a normal cup match. It was more because it was City, but was much more because 2 days before we had such a bad defeat. And sometimes people react to bad defeats in a negative way, and you go into a bad run of results. But in this case, the boys, they managed to find that extra effort and extra competitive mentality to play that game, because the game means more than just a game. So it was very important for the players to win it and to give back to the fans, not the compensation of the bad defeat, because bad defeats are bad defeats and there is no compensation, but to give the fans a good feeling to win against a City rival and to progress in a competition where Man United has not been very successful in the last years. I don't remember when, but in my time in England, I don't remember Man United to win League Cup recently. So it was important to go to quarter-final, and then quarter-final, last date, we have 50% chances to be in the semi-final.
With the results being the way they've been so far, a little bit up and down, how long do you think it will take until we see the best of Manchester United under you, for these players to have all settled in, got used to your methods, all that sort of thing?
The best, I don't know. What I know is that in the last 7 matches we lost one, and it's better to lose 1 match 4-0 than to lose 4 matches 1-0. 4 matches 1-0 is 12 points. 1 match 4-0 is 3 points. So our last run of results is not bad. Performance level even better, because, for example, we lost 2 points against Stoke. I think was our best match by far in the season in terms of the quality of our football, the dynamic of our football, the creation of opportunities. Could be easily a match to score 4, 5, 6 goals. So the run of results is not bad, and the run of performances is not bad too. We are a team in process. We are a team in the process of building up. You don't do that with 1 transfer window. You don't do that in 3 or 4 months. But in this moment, we just think about game by game, game after game. And now it's Burnley, and Burnley is difficult. I know that. I felt that. Even in the season I was champion with Chelsea, we drew at home against Burnley. I remember that we were fighting with Man City for the title, and they also drew at home against Burnley. And Burnley is the same Burnley. Is the same manager, is basically the same players, the same philosophy, the same profile of team, the same mentality. So it's going to be very difficult for us, and especially because we also come in a run of 5 matches with 2 days in between, since Liverpool, that we play with 2 days in between. Liverpool 2 days, Fenerbahce 2 days, Chelsea 2 days, City 2 days, Burnley now, and finally we are going to have a Sunday off and a little bit of time till the next Fenerbahce match. So I'm waiting for a very difficult match against Burnley.
How's the squad at the moment, fitness-wise? Obviously, Martial, Smalling, Rooney were not in the squad on Wednesday, and there's lots of questions about Henrik Mkhitaryan. Can you clear up what's happening with him? Is he fit? I mean, there's a lot of speculation.
Not injury. Not injury. Sometimes I confuse the meaning fit in the English language, because fit, sometimes you have the view fit is if you are not injured, and sometimes fit is in great conditions and ready to compete, and that's a different thing for me. In Portuguese we use different words for the different situations. Mkhitaryan is not injured. Mkhitaryan is training with the team 100%. Any limitation in terms of his fitness related to injuries.
Is it a transition thing coming to the English game? Obviously, you know it very well, but does it take time to get used to the rigors?
I think so. I think some players, their profile, they are really adapted to come and to play and not to feel, and some other players they need more time. They need time to feel it. They need time to feel the intensity. They need time to feel the aggression. They need time to feel the game without the ball, the competitiveness, because many times players, they come from different countries. The realities are different in the style of football, and the realities are different for sure in terms of the competitiveness, because there is no other country where it doesn't matter the team you play against, you have to play at the highest level, because if you don't, you have no chances to do it. So does Mickey need time to become the top player we know he can be? Yeah, I think he needs.
Is that all it is though, Jose? Is it simply time, or do you feel that maybe he just won't work here? Have you seen enough of him now to be able to assess him properly?
No, I think it works for sure. I don't like to speak about players from other clubs, because I don't want to be misinterpreted, but I don't think they will be upset with me. William, when he arrived at Chelsea, he had problems to play. He went through a process, and then after a few months he became a top player, and then the next season when the team was champion, he was absolutely phenomenal, and still is. Just an example. I had similarity, for example, Di Maria, when he arrived in Real Madrid coming from Portugal, he had also to learn a lot about his game adapted to a new reality. So sometimes it happens sometimes with defenders, but I think for defenders it's easier to adapt. For the attacking players, sometimes they arrive and they go straight to success, but some other times takes a little bit more time. And in Mickey's case, the process was interrupted by an injury that kept him out for about a month. And when you are in this process of evolution, to be out for about a month and then you come fit but not fit to play, you have to go through that process of getting the match fitness. And then when you have the match fitness, you need the competitive level to do it. So of course we believe in him, and of course we know that sooner or later, no problem.
Okay, last question.
Jose, Michael Carrick's played in your last 2 wins. How big a role do you think he can have this season, and is he capable of playing 2 or 3 games in a week if required, or do you have to manage him very carefully?
You know, one thing is to have 25 years old, another thing is to have 35 years old. I think that's the logic of things. But the only thing I can say is that he's phenomenal, no doubts about it. Do I have to manage? I think I have to. I think I cannot expect from Michael what I can expect from Rashford or Herrera in terms of playing 3, 4, 5, 7 consecutive matches. But he's phenomenal. And when you say he played in the last 2 wins, I think in the last 3 maybe, because he also played against Northampton, so probably his last 3. There is no relation with victories, but for sure, when he is on the pitch, he give us important things. He give us stability in our game. He gives mental freedom to the other guys around him to be more offensive. He's not just a player. He's somebody that has a big understanding of the game. And it's a pity. Of course, it's a pity. Sometimes you cannot stop the clock. It's a pity when you have some players year after year, they become older. In 5 years' time, I think Messi will be 34, and we'll be all crying that the guy is 34. Michael is such an important player, and is a player that is very difficult to replace.